Well, before I take some questions, there's just a couple things I want to say. Number one, what an unbelievable week. As I said, you just said to the players, this doesn't happen. Today doesn't happen without complete buy-in from the building. Listen, you guys have all reported about the changes and all that, and that's all well and good, but the buy-in and the execution, the preparation, I just told those guys, nothing substitutes good preparation. And we had just such a good practice week. The guys really just, and I said it to you guys about the buy-in during the week. I sounded like coach speak when I was saying it, I'm sure, but that's why we won this football game. We won the football game because all three phases had great weeks of preparation, and we went out and executed. Listen, there's plenty of stuff that we got to get fixed. There's some takeaways. I thought our fans were unbelievable today. You know, you always worry, just generally speaking about, the team's not doing that good. You know, this city, right, is starving for some wins, and we were hungry. I know they're hungry, and we were hungry to give them one, and that was awesome. But think about how the crowd affected the game today. We had some offsides penalties down there in the red zone. The crowd was into the game, loud, energy, and so we're going to get this dome back to where it used to be, and that was just that's the start. I do want to compliment Alvin on the club rushing record. Just like I just said to the team, anytime you use the phrase all time, it's a big deal. And I know he's joking around about feeling old, but he certainly doesn't look old. He looks like the same guy that was being producing all these years. I thought a couple takeaways from the game. I thought Honey Badger's his interception at the end of the game is maybe the biggest play of the game. We started to lose momentum there a little bit, and not a surprise to anybody that's from this area and has followed his career that he's making big plays and in big moments of the game. Another point that I thought was a big deal is we mentioned it during the week. We challenged the wide receivers, right? There's some wide receivers that weren't even on our roster today that are making catches. Scantling, 2 huge plays. I kind of challenged him this week. Him and I were joking around all week about, having juice and having energy, practice great, showed up in the game. A guy like Kevin Austin. People don't even know who Kevin Austin is. Here's a guy that we picked up in training camp and practice squad from the UFL and just worked his ass off every day to a point where some of the veteran guys are like, man, coach, you got to give this guy a chance. And so he stepped up. Ridgeway, a guy that wasn't on our roster initially, way back in training camp, he blocks a field goal. And so, just some really, really good stuff there. I couldn't be more proud. As I just said to the crew in there, the team. Again, I've been around a long time, college and NFL a long time. I've never been more proud of a group, the way that they handle everything. Because when things are uncomfortable, it's easy to just cash it in, and no one did that this week.
Darren, what happened at the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I yelled at Payton Turner with 30 seconds left because he's celebrating before the game's over, so I screamed at him. And so he's spraying water, and I ripped his ass, quite frankly. So when the game was over, he wanted to get me back. So he came up to me, and I wasn't looking. He jacked me in the back, and I got a history of stingers. So my left arm went completely numb. Literally went completely numb. So I'm sure the video has me like this. I'm looking at my thanks a lot, Peyton. So I'm fine. I got a little C5, C6 going for years from the old. Sound like the old guy, and I am. That's what happened. He gave me a stinger, for lack of a better phrase.
We thought you were leg.
I couldn't feel my arm, so my balance was screwed up. I'm fine. Yeah. I never, and listen, all the other stingers I got in my life, at least I saw them coming. I was prepared for them. This one, I never. I mean, if I'm gonna get hurt, holy cow. So
when you grabbed onto him, that was you literally just trying not to fall.
I was grabbing him like, Payton, are you effing kidding me? Right? I'm like, I'm happy too, but holy cow. So anyway, yeah, all good.
Did someone present you with a game ball?
I'm sorry?
Did anyone present you with a game ball?
Oh, they did. Derek made a nice little speech in there. I got a game ball, and I gave a game ball to AK. And as I said in there, AK's game ball is an all-time game ball. My game ball was a first-time game ball, but the entire building's getting a game ball this week. Everybody was phenomenal. Everybody, the support staff, coaching staff, front office, players, equipment guys. I gave the equipment guys more work this week, changing the lockers around, like everybody. It never heard a bitch, a complaint, never heard anybody. Just everybody completely from day one bought in, and so the whole building is getting a game ball. But yeah, Derek made a nice little presentation there.
Was that your decision to make Alvin captain? Was teams?
It was.
Came up to you? What was the thing behind that?
No, that was a coach's decision. That was my decision. I just thought. Listen, I thought I thought Alvin's presented great leadership all year. Think of what he means to this city, think what he means to this organization. Think about the way he's played this year. I just thought he's handled, the week very, very well, and I just thought it was the right thing to do. And he was, again, I mentioned it's easy to kind of just go on and do your own thing. Alvin Kamara might have been the guy that bought in the most of the whole entire team. And so when the younger guys and those guys see the leadership of the team, when those guys see that, they follow suit. I just thought it was the right thing to do. He's been acting like a captain, practicing like a captain, playing like a captain. So why not make him a captain?
With the leadership on this team, and even between the third and fourth quarter, Demario guys all defense together and giving kind of a hype speech, how much easier does that make your task this week? Yeah,
truth be told, I walked over to talk to the defense, and you probably could find the video. I circled back around because Demario had him, and I said, "I'm good. I'm not gonna do any better than he's gonna do," and he had him goofed up. But that's the uniqueness about this team. We have guys like Demario, guys like Cam, guys like Honey Badger, guys like Alvin and Derek. I mentioned it during the week. We have a unique blend of young and old. And our younger, more inexperienced guys have some really, really good examples there to follow. But Demario is, he's as good of a leader as I've ever been around.
Last week it's been a lifelong goal to be an NFL head coach. Just as goofy as this is, what does this feel like for you right now? Like, how good is this feeling?
Besides the stinger, besides the stinger, and my left thumb is still coming back. Besides that, it was awesome. Listen, you guys know me. I'm a pretty open guy, so. This is how my day started. I get down here to the stadium, I get down here to Superdome, I go in the head coach's locker room, which, I've never used before, right? So here I am early in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and this is how my day started. I clogged the toilet. And I'm like, this is going to be a crappy day, pun intended. And so I'm like, okay, this is not really a great start to the day. Here we go. And so, I'm not really feeling like a head coach of an NFL team right now. So I'm like, really? This is really how we're going to start my day? So, listen, there was moments during the game. I'm so wrapped up in in my routine. There was moments today where I'm almost forgetting. I'm just going through my routine, and I'm kind of forgetting that I'm the head coach a couple times. All true. And so I thought our staff did a great job. Phil Galano, Marwan Malouf, awesome job with the game management, kind of helping me through it. I thought Clint and Joe called a good game. Listen, there's plenty of stuff to get corrected, but yeah, listen, it's certainly a little surreal to see how happy the players were in the locker room. The celebration was awesome.
You talked about during the week that you were aggressive by nature. Did you come into this game wanting to intentionally be aggressive? I mean, you went for fourth and 2 early.
Yeah. I thought we had set the tone early on, and that first drive, in my mind, if we were going to get a 4th and 3 or less over the 50-yard line, in my mind, we were going for it. Kind of set the tone, set the example. Listen, it didn't work out. We left some points there on the board, but I thought at that moment, I think it was 4th and 2 on the 5-yard line. I thought the worst case scenario, we didn't get it. We had them pinned back. We got the ball back at pretty good field position there after the punt, so it all worked out. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, listen, that's what my message to the team was. My mission to Joe and Clint was, hey, we're going to be an aggressive play calling. Listen, it didn't work out there at the end. We got the incompletion with Alvin, but listen, that was a great play call by Clay. I wanted to be aggressive. I didn't want to just run the ball one more time and punt it back. I wanted to be aggressive, and so in the beginning right through the rest of the end of the game, that was our mentality all the way through.
And you talked earlier about, you alluded to the city being starving wins. Can you kind of put into context what the week has been like in the past 7 weeks of a losing streak in the NFL, and then to be able to kind of finally get over the hump today?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I thought, like I mentioned earlier, I thought the energy in the building was great. I was a little bit, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit, I really didn't know how it was going to be coming here today, and great crowd, great energy, and then just to see the fans in the beginning of the game, and then to see him as I'm walking off at the end, I mean, that was great. I said earlier in the week, the city should be pissed off, the fans should be pissed off, and they know what a winner looks like, and they want winning football, and the goal all week was to do that, and so happy we delivered. Now let's see if we can, as I said to the team, let's see if we can duplicate that week after week, but certainly a great start.
You talked about the football guys were on your side today, special teams coordinator. You get to make missed 3 field goals.
Yeah, well, Youngway kicked our ass in the last game. He was lights out, and I briefly talked to Youngway before the game. Him and I are from the same area. Our 2 high schools our rival high schools up in North Jersey. So I've known Youngway a long time, and I was busting his chops a little bit because he was lights out the last time we played him down there in Atlanta. He's a great player. Great job by Ridgeway getting his hand on the ball. But certainly when that other ball went up, and I thought the Voodoo Gods in the Superdome were helping us out today with my man Koo for sure. So no doubt, and made some big special teams plays. But listen, he's a phenomenal player, and he's been really consistent the last few years.
Tyron's listening, so he mentioned earlier this week he kind of felt like he wasn't being Tyron. So did you change anything or encourage any change about his role or his ability to freelance or his ability to make those plays?
Well, I think Joe within the game plan wants him to have some. There's some things that we do that gives him the ability to read some stuff. Obviously, great read on the interception, and great play. And that's the best part about him is he's his own biggest critic. He knows what good football is. He knows when he's playing good football, and he knows when he's got to step up and what things he can correct. So his experience is huge. So he's not a guy I got to worry about getting prepared. I mean, he's the ultimate professional. He's just got a great football mind, and I'm really happy he's in our locker room. That's for sure.
Hey, Rizzi, you talked about how your day started. Just kind of going back to last night. Did you get any sleep last night? What was it like just kind of going at the end of the weekend?
Yeah, I didn't get a lot during the week. I can promise you. The first few days of the week, I was dragging a little bit. So yet last night I made sure, and I caught a little bit of a cold during the week. Shocker, right? I wasn't eating or sleeping, so I caught a little cold here, and I'm like, man, I got to. So I woke up today feeling great, ready to go, and I came down here refreshed and energized, and now I got to rehab my shoulder because of Payton. So.
His family in the audience?
See Derek Carr throw the football team, because obviously, he's come up, last week was the first time he played since an injury. But
Yeah, he threw a couple of great deep balls today to Scantling, some great routes by Scantling. It was great to see those guys connect. You look at Derek for the day. I mean, I think that came out of the game with a 132 pass rating, really efficient game for him. But yeah, the deep shots are huge because it opens up everything else. And Scantling did a great, like I said, we put a couple of those plays in this week, couple shots to him, and it was great to see them cash in on those.
Do you have a family in attendance at all?
I did, yeah. I didn't have all, I had my two sons that play college football, so they weren't able to make it down. But yeah, I had family, friends, some of my college buddies came in. Obviously my family was here, so just a lot of great people. The support this week's been phenomenal. I still haven't answered every text. I'm still working on that, but no, it's been awesome. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.